the chairs of the respective political parties. The Republican chair, we have Senator-elect Tony Ada, and from the Democrat side, Sarah Thomas Nededog. Good morning.
Good morning, Chris, Bree, and Jason. Good morning, Sarah.
Unmute.
Okay.
There you are.
Gwyneth.
Hi.
Gwyneth and off the day.
I wanted to
Hi,
bring...
Chris and Sabrina.
Hi,
Hey,
Sarah.
Amy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wanted to bring you guys on first. We could start with some common ground here. I actually had to pinch myself because it looks like you guys agreed on something over the weekend, and this is regarding the appointment of Judge Maria Cenzon by President Trump. I saw a couple press releases where you guys had expressed, congratulations at least for the selection of Judge Cenzon. So I guess we'll just start, Sarah, with your side from the Democratic Party of Guam, because I know that Judge Cenzon is. I want to say she's kind of BFFs with Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio. I see him all over the place, different galas sitting together. I know they're buddies. So, what was the response from the Democratic Party on the selection of Judge Maria, Sarah?
Well, first of all, the response really came from my perspective of Maria Cenzon. And I did gauge the thoughts of our executive leadership of the party, and there wasn't really any opposition. I think the idea with Maria Cenzon is, first and foremost, we're glad that she was appointed because she's someone from the island. The president has the prerogative to make this appointment. That's just the truth of it, yeah. And she is a person from Guam. He could have appointed somebody from somewhere else to come to Guam and have that seat. But he chose to appoint someone from Guam. And for that, we're thankful. Right. And I think that's the key. And Maria Cenzon, I know her family, and I think she's a wonderful person, and I think she's a great candidate. Now, if this was a different time, different president, different situation, it might be a different perspective. But as of right now, we respect the fact that the president has that prerogative and that he did appoint someone that was local, and for that, we are pleased.
Typically, though, isn't it the governor, whoever the governor is at the time, who appoints or nominates somebody to the president? Because I'm reading the governor's release.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the right thing to do, and it's respectful when the president makes an appointee and he reaches out to the head of that state or territory and gets feedback as well. So, I understand that did not happen, and that's very disappointing. And that really should have been the process, but that did not happen. And for that, that's unfortunate. So, usually that would be the case where the president would reach out to the governor and just ask. The governor doesn't make the decision unilaterally, but the governor would certainly have input. And my understanding in this case, that did not happen, which is unfortunate.
Tony?
Yeah, we thank the Sarin, for their release for Maria Cenzon, Judge Cenzon. She has a distinguished career, 17 years in private practice, the former legal counsel to Governor Calvo, a Superior Court judge. She has, the qualifications, and like Sarah said, though, as to why the Governor Liu was not asked or had any recommendations, we don't understand that as well. But that being said, the bottom line is she's a daughter from Guam, and that's what we're all proud of, and we continue to be proud of. And had it been the president's choice to renominate the current judge, Tidinko Gatewood, we would have been just as proud, because again, once again, she's a daughter from Guam, and that's what we look forward to, is always having our people represent, here, and that's what had happened this past nomination. We just hope that the Senate comes to a conclusion and confirms Maria Cenzon to the bench.
Tony,
and we look forward to Governor Liu appointing her judge to the Superior Court once that nomination for Maria Cenzon goes through and she gets confirmed.
Tony, were you surprised at all by the tone from the release from Adelup? I mean, wouldn't it have been much easier to say, "Hey, congratulations"?
Well, I think the governor was within her that was her opinion, and it's we have to respect that. Yeah, she probably wasn't asked or to send up recommendations or anything like that, but whatever that process was, is beyond anyone's control here on the island. And we just got to be thankful for the nomination that the president didn't make to the bench.
I want to just make a note on that, Chris.
Okay.
I think that, first of all, Judge Gatewood really needs to be acknowledged for the time that she has spent on the bench and kind of in a interesting situation. She's an incredible judge. She's a wonderful person, and I don't think anyone would say that Judge Gatewood isn't deserving of that, of that appointment, and that's really unfortunate, because she really is awesome, and she's been there, kind of like in a strange situation for about a year or so, and so we want to laud her. We want to acknowledge her contributions. And if for some reason the nomination of Judge Cenzon doesn't come through, then we're going to revisit this in January. So we'll see how it all goes, and we want to thank all the possible nominees, including Judge Gatewood, that come from that who are Democrat or who come from other parties, but who may be interested. I know one of the processes that I had observed in the past is even when the bar makes, kind of does this review and makes some recommendations. As a social worker, we do the same thing when there's an appointment like that. We try to weigh in and just make some comments about that. So this whole process where was not really true community involvement is unfortunate, so it doesn't take away from, I think, the respect and the admiration that people have of Maria Cenzon. Not at all, but I think it's the process that people, are feeling uncomfortable about.
All right, let's talk runoff election. Tony, I don't know if you guys even have your 2 cents on this, but I'm going to ask anyway. So what's the Republican Party of Guam? I saw you guys came out with a release encouraging people to come out and vote, right?
Yeah, definitely, Chris. We don't endorse, we won't endorse either of the candidates, but, we feel that the people still need to come out and vote. We hope that both Congressman Sen Cruzs and former Congressman Underwood have reached out to as many people as they can, talk about their platforms, what they plan to do when they, when they get into the Congress again, and what is it that the people of Guam can expect from them. And I think that's very important moving forward, so that, whoever wins this election on Tuesday, we look forward to working with them so that we can bring the issues of our island up to DC and work with the governor, work with the legislature, and work with our congressional delegate to ensure that our people are not forgotten and the island needs are met. So, that's the bottom line, and we hope that everyone goes out to vote.
What did you make of that meeting in the outside kitchen that happened between Democrat candidate, former Congressman Robert Underwood, and the Republican contender for Washington delegate, Will Castro?
Well, that was made at his own private residence as a private citizen, and they're entitled to do what they please as private citizens. So how that became into social media, that's between the two of them, and I think that they both
They posted it on social media.
Yeah.
They both sat down and talked. So that's on the two of them.
Did it seem like maybe St. Nicholas is more like the Republican-y guy out of the two? I mean, did it sit well with you that Senator Castro? I mean, it's pretty much an endorsement of Underwood, right?
Well, he said he voted for him.
Right.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, he, as a private citizen, again, that's his duty is to go out and vote, and who he votes for is his decision. We work well with Congressman St. Nicholas when he always reaches out to the party to what we can do to get meetings or talk with folks in DC, and whoever becomes the next congressman, we look forward to doing the same thing. The bottom line is once this election is over, like I said, we need to continue working together for our people, and hopefully that we get this election over with, and so that we can press on with important matters and the priorities of our island and people.
Sarah?
Well, I think we just need to move on and get going and let the people make a final decision. I think any further delays is just it's not gonna cut it. It's not correct. I don't think it's the best choice. I think we need to go in, and people have been seeing both candidates on social media. It's unfortunate that that's the primary venue in which people can hear, listen, and ask questions. But it's just, again, our reality now. We can't go up and talk to them, and that's a rarity. That would be very difficult to do. But if folks have any questions, they can still reach out to them on their social media and ask them, about their sentiments or their positions on certain things. But we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We just, first and foremost, I really want to just encourage everyone to go out and vote. It's our civic duty. It's an opportunity to voice what you believe in and what you think is important. And they have different thoughts and perspectives on how Guam will be represented and what will be the priorities. So that's for each person to decide for themselves. And now, the Republicans can vote. Anyone can vote now, who's of course a registered voter, can go out and vote for either of these candidates without feeling like, okay, I'm not voting for my Republican person or whatever, but to vote for the best of the two. And I just want to acknowledge Will Castro. I think he gave it a good bat, and he's also, to me, a very wonderful and thoughtful representative of the people. So, congratulations to him and to you, Tony, for a really good, I think for the most part, a clean campaign, and some people were accusing us, like, what's going on with you Democrats and Republicans? You guys are not fighting. It's like a love fest. And I'm like, okay, this is not to us, I think Tony will agree with me. This is not about fighting. This is about presenting our perspective and earning the trust and the confidence of our people, and focusing on what is real for us right now. And that is our health, that is our safety, that's our getting our economy back on in a safe way, and just supporting our people on the ground. I mean, that's where our focus is.
Do you think
So-
that, go ahead.
I was going to ask Sarah, did you have any opportunity to speak to both candidates, the congressman and the former congressman, to come together and give the people an opportunity to debate or have a forum
Yeah.
or anything like that?
I think the voters
Well,
really
we
lost.
did have every last Tuesday of the month, the Democratic leadership gathers and in our central executive committee. And so that's the party officers and the leaders from all the villages. We come together every last, Tuesday of the month. And of course, we talked about this subject. It was very intense, how the party should position itself, with this. And I think you all might have seen our news release where, we basically said that, we're leaving it up to the people to determine what they see best, and we don't have any particular person that we want to support. But Congressman Underwood was there, and Congressman Sen Cruzs was not able to make it, but he had two staffers in attendance, and of course they made the pitch for Congressman Sen Cruzs. So I have communicated with him. I've sent him messages, and I'm always very hopeful that he will participate in party activities and participate with the party. So
Yeah. I mean, not even that,
So
Sarah.
throughout this whole Decision 2020 process, have you had any conversations with the congressman, or has he attended any of the party meetings that you were referencing, or was it just his representatives?
I talked with him a couple of months ago in person. And since then, I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him in person or just, him and I on a Zoom chat. And he was not able to make any of our forums, nor was he present at our Central Executive Committee meeting, but did send representatives.
Sarah, what about this whole debate issue, this forum issue? I feel like it was a loss for the voters, and I feel like it was kind of upsetting to me that we didn't get that. We didn't get these candidates all at the same place working hard for the vote. And I wonder, is this just setting precedent for future elections where now it's like, oh, we have a sitting congressman who doesn't feel like he has to debate, and, whatever party structure is not, exerting the pressure on all the candidates to sit down together, next election? Is it just going to be the norm now where these candidates feel like they don't got to come and, take their case to the people?
Chris, I don't think that that's what's in our future. I don't think that people would perceive that the lack of a debate is an indication that people are not going to call on our leadership to be in a forum to express their perspective and to hear what the people say. I think that's a very important part of our process, in determining our leadership and the duty and responsibility of people who are running for office to talk about what they feel is their path forward, and so that people can make a very informed choice. Yeah. Now, the Congressman Sen Cruzs did not want to participate, and so that left Congressman Underwood, and that really would not have been a debate or a forum of any sorts. So that was unfortunate, and we agree. And in the future, I can tell you that this is not necessarily going to be the way of the world, because this happened and it was unfortunate. And so we, I don't really understand the decision, but it's you're inviting someone, and if they don't want to accept an invitation, then
How much of it, though, how much of this reluctance of the congressman to participate or attend any of these Central Executive Committee meetings is a result of something that he's been saying ever since about the Democratic Party and the governor, going after him? And all those, I think you can recall ever since on Facebook, since January, I want to say, when all these allegations came forward from John Paul Manuel that he's being set up, all of that it's
Right.
all because of his party basically is going after him. So how much of that do you think?
I don't know. And as chair of the Democratic Party, I have never sat in a session where there was a strategy to undermine Congressman Mike Nicholas. I've never been in a meeting like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never engaged in those kinds of discussions. And, you know, I know somewhat of him. I've had the opportunity to speak with him several times over the years. I know his awesome parents. And I've never engaged in that kind of conversation to undermine him or anybody else, you know. So I don't know what the evidence may be for anyone to say that there was an actual, you know, strategy to do that, because that certainly wasn't one that I endorsed or even was aware of. So I don't know. I don't know where that is coming from. And if he has those sources, then he should bring it forward if he feels it's an election violation, or if it's something that he feels the party did, which would be wrong for the party to formally just try to cutthroat one over the other. There may be people in the party that would endorse one. I have lots of people in the party that endorse Congressman Nicholas to this day. And there are those that support Congressman Underwood. So I would say be informed, people. Go out there and listen and research and, you know, make this decision. It's so critical. And don't be swayed by anything other than, you know, a critical thought and a very informed thought.
Tony, what do you think? I bet you guys are loving this Democrat on Democrat violence.
No, I think that, you know, Chris, what it comes down to is, and Sarah said it right, you know, they need to get their platforms out there, and the people need to vote for either Delegate Sen Nicholas or former Delegate Underwood, so that we need to get moving with the people's priorities and agenda. And that's the bottom line. We need to get this election over with. I mean, perhaps we had a primary, we probably wouldn't have been in this situation to begin. But, you know, that being said, and, you know, that's in the past. We need to deal with what is today and what's going to be coming out tomorrow. And let's just get it over with and move on. And I agree with Sarah. You know, we just have to move on.
Well, we can't move on till we get these results. So it's going to be exciting. Place your bets. Place your bets. Tony, who are you betting on?
The Election Commission has done a fabulous job these past several months with the general election, curbside voting, doing what they can to accommodate the public.
Amen.
And, you know, there were some hiccups, but you know what? We should take our hats off and give them a big round of applause, because, you know, they did their job. They did what needed to be done, and they continue to do it up to this day. And hopefully tomorrow, after the runoff election, that we get the results as soon as possible and move on again, right?
Yeah.
Right, Sarah?
I don't know if you guys saw this letter from Dr. Shay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dear Governor and all, as the rate of positivity continues to rise and worse than during the time when the primary election was canceled, score of over 41, you may wish to consider asking the legislative body and GEC to postpone the runoff election. Calling out 30,000 plus people at this critical time period is placing the island at risk for COVID spread. I think postponing the runoff election would go along with your prior message of what matters most, and that is saving lives and preventing the spread of COVID. Thank you for your consideration. Dr. Tom Shay. Anything?
It's his opinion. It's his opinion, definitely. And, you know, our people are going out right now.
Yeah,
they're going to the stores, they're going to restaurants. And I know our rates are high. And for those people who have been diagnosed with the virus, and I've had very close friends pass away from it, very close friends. lifelong friends. So it's very painful, you know, to see this disease, you know, ravage our island as it has. But I would also say that GC has done an incredible amount. If you guys have gone to GC to vote, oh my gosh, they are on top of it. You feel absolutely safe and you feel like the place is really sanitized and they're doing every possible thing and all the recommendations that are made. So I would encourage people to go. I think they're open today till 12 o'clock.
Yeah, we have Maria.
Till 12 noon.
She's standing by to go on.
Yeah, so people should go to the drive-through. That is so safe. But cast your vote and let's do it and let's move on. And tomorrow when people are going out to their villages to vote, please make sure, because if you don't have your mask and if you're not, you know, I don't think they're going to let you in. So make sure you have your mask and that you are prepared. And if you're sick, stay home. And let's do this because we want to see, you know, we have 55,800 registered voters and we got over 50% in the general election. And we'd like to see, you know, at least 40% of those numbers. I'm praying for that. You know, 20,000 people come out and vote. I understand about 5,000 did early voting at GCIC already, right? So that's, if we're trying to hit the 25,000, you know, it's possible. So go out there and vote and be safe. And if you're sick, stay home. Biba,
right on, right on. Thank you, Tony. Anything in closing?
No, you know what? Again, like Sarah said as well, we need our people to go out there and vote. We need to ensure that at least 40%, like Sarah said, but vote. Go out there and exercise your right to vote. I mean, I know Dr. Shay, you know, penned that letter, but if we delay this process any longer, just like what we did with the primary, when we were only in double digits back during the primary, had we had the primary, we wouldn't be here today. But with that being said again, we just need to get the runoff election over with so that we can move on with our lives and move on with the process of getting everyone certified and the election commission can go back to, you know, going back to normal again. Yeah. But, you know, thank you to everyone that's made the process possible over at the election commission.
I think Dr. Shay was just bored and needed to put, he's like, I haven't put out a letter in a week. Let me put something out.
I haven't blogged in a while.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, guys. You guys have
Sabrina.
Bye.
Wonderful.
All right. There you go. Guys, what do we have, Jay? It's Jason's week. Or whose week is it?
DJ Joser.
DJ Joser. So we have
Make for us, Joe.
macaroni and hot dog soup.
Yes.
Okay. What? Sarah, we have, what do you call that, sir? That's what you call it, macaroni and hot dog soup.
Well, tomorrow
with the milk in it.
He's doing something special for our guest tomorrow because tomorrow is the election day. So he's making virtual halo halo.
There you go. It's going to be pre-assembled though. Sarah, please have some virtual macaroni and hot dog soup. Okay.